popular.
No.
It's so, you're making them into much bigger deals. So it's a terrible political strategy. That's number one. Okay, number two is, you're wrong on the substance. Look, I know it's frustrating. So, for example, Ana had a big speech in Colorado pulled by the board of that university. They're rich, they're conservative, and they didn't want a liberal like Ana to speak. So they just pulled her. They said, oh, she's against Trump voters. Yeah, what do you think? And Coulter says that she's against the...
No, I didn't know about that, but if that's what happened, I am completely against that. So, okay. You know what? I'll give that one to you, Cenk, and to Ana, that if that's true, and okay, I have no reason to doubt you, you're saying that I'd like to know a little bit more of the background of that, but that's something I'm going to have to investigate myself. But like you said, college or someplace up in Colorado, it's kind of strange because, you know, Colorado is pretty liberal. But anyways, that doesn't mean that there aren't some vestiges of conservatism at, you know, colleges, universities. But if that is true, then I would basically be saying exactly the same thing. I would be saying, you know what, that's not what should be happening. Now, they canceled her, okay, but I don't think there was any threats of security. They decided that they just didn't want her to speak. Now, that's a different story. You know what, if you didn't invite someone in the first place, nobody knows, nobody cares. But if you did invite somebody and then you decide to cancel because then you said, you know what, you were getting back some feedback, that is completely wrong. We should not be doing that from our side.
The Browning of America. She's against all brown people. Perfectly fine. Let's give her a lot of money to speak at Berkeley, right? Liberals say, hey, maybe we've got an issue with Trump. No, pull the speech, pull the speech. Is that frustrating? Yes. So they have state power oftentimes. In that case, they have institutional power, right? And they do that in the middle of the night and nobody does a protest over it, and that's that. So do we get that it's frustrating? Yes, it affects us. Yeah. We're super frustrated by that. But the correct answer to that is not violence. So you got to let her speak. Let the 3.5 knuckleheads in their bow ties and go listen to her and, you know, and do whatever they do. Okay. But when you threaten violence, you lose the moral high ground. Not threaten. There's been violence at that campus. And by the way, it's very, very likely not Berkeley students. Yes, it's more likely to be black bloc and anarchists, et cetera, that are in the area, right? So don't put it on Berkeley students. But whoever it is that's doing it, totally against it, because you don't prove anything by it. It's immoral to begin with, and it's look. I'll go further. I think it's un-American, because the third part of it is.
Wow, there's a concept, Cenk, violence, un-American. But listen, buddy, I agree with you here. We're in complete agreement. So why don't you speak to those progressives that are on your side, those BLMers, those fascists that are out there, those socialists, those Marxists that continue to do this thing? Why don't you, you know what I'm saying is reach out to those people and plead your case to them and say, hey, look, protest, but keep it civil. Don't be violent. Come on, Cenk, use your power, buddy.
You're not going to lose a debate to Ann Coulter.
Right.
So she just says, oh, yeah, brown people suck. White people are awesome. Yeah, we beat the Nazis. It's okay. We'll beat her, too. And all she has is a microphone, and you only make her microphone larger by doing ridiculous things.
Yeah.
It's like she almost couldn't pay you to get her better publicity, right? So if all she had was her stupid, antiquated, racist ideas, she would just drift into the dustbin of history where she belongs.
Also, let me give you guys a quick example, right? Where's Milo, right? I wouldn't talk about him on the show before because he desperately wanted the attention, but now he's gone. Like, no one talks about him. He's gone. Why? Because he basically kicked himself in the ass, right? He talked about how pedophilia is okay in gay relationships on a podcast, and his own speech essentially made him irrelevant, right? People kind of woke up and realized what kind of person he was. Gone. He's gone. He's not making a ton of money writing a book anymore. He's not getting the support that he was getting before. So basically what I'm saying is, if someone is hateful, believe it or not, that hate speech is protected by the First Amendment, okay? And if an institution is receiving government money, They are a public institution and they have a constitutional obligation to allow that person to speak. Let her speak and let her get herself into the trouble that we know she's going to get herself into.
Okay, last two things. One's about Nemo.
Why do you keep calling him Nemo?
Because I don't want to give him any more attention.
Yeah.
And half the time they'll Google.
It's why I keep calling you Cenk the Junk, right? The Young Jerks. The same reason. Very affectionate. Come on. We're all big enough, all right? Come up with something for me.
Nemo. Okay, anyway, so I told you he has no audience. I told you, right? So they pretend to be huge, and then when you protest them, they seem like they're bigger. But it turns out when, people pulled his book deal and he's off of Twitter, well, okay, if you had a huge audience, it wouldn't make a difference. He'd be on YouTube, he'd be on Facebook, and everybody would be watching him and hearing him and be like, oh, wow, well, let's share his ideas. Those are really interesting. Let's share his videos. Let's share his articles. Where are you, Nemo? I can't find you. Right? That's because he never, ever had an audience to begin with. It's 7.5 hateful dudes that spend most of the time masturbating in the basement. Okay? So once you expose that, he's got nothing left. Just keep ignoring him. And lastly, on Ann Coulter, I debated her, right?
Yeah.
So all she does, if you actually have a free exchange of ideas, is embarrass herself. Go watch it on YouTube. You almost want to avert your eyes at times when she says that stupid, outrageous things. But more importantly, she, in the beginning of the debate, almost accidentally admitted that it's just entertainment. Mm-hmm. That's what I was driving at. Do you really mean it? Mm-hmm. Well, can you possibly mean these outrageous things? Or is this to get attention? And she says something to the effect of, why do you guys take it so seriously? So it is entertainment. It's all one giant shtick. And
it's made her wealthy, right? And so what you need to do is not play into that and do not give her what she wants. I get it. She says things that are offensive and it hurts people's feelings. But the reality is, whether you're on a college campus or out there in the real world, you're going to run across so many assholes, so many dicks, and so many people who are going to offend you. You don't have the ability to stop them from speaking.
Wow, Anna, you went there, huh? You went with the A word. You went with the D word. Oh, wow. You know what? Some people could think that, you yourself are an A. Some people could think that you're a D or a Z or whatever, right? They could all think that. I mean, I think it's pretty, like I said, when I call you guys the Young Jerks, okay, we're playful, a little comedic here, the yellow turkeys. But I mean, to go to the A word, the B word, the D word, the C word, I mean, my God, Ana, wow, you went there, huh? You went that far. Wow.
Yeah. So Alex Jones and Coulter, all performance artists. Let them do their performance art. And when no one shows up, then they'll be gone. That's a much better way to go about it. Let's go. Come on. We're the good guys. We believe in nonviolence and we believe in the First Amendment.